It didn't begin with money, it began with mornings. Quiet, early, intentional mornings. Long before the bank account grew, before the accolades, before anyone called me successful, there was 6 a.m. and it changed everything. Because discipline isn't something you slap on when life gets messy. It's something you build, one sunrise at a time. I used to wake up just in time to be late, snoozing alarms, rushing through showers, starting the day in chaos. But millionaires don't start their mornings like that. I learned the hard way. The most successful people I ever met, entrepreneurs, creators, athletes, thinkers, had one thing in common: a sacred ritual before the world wakes. And I made a decision. I would adopt a 6 a.m. discipline ritual, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how sleepy, no matter how resistant my old self became. So I rewired my life and my identity around the first hour of the day. And here's what happened. I stopped checking my phone the moment I woke up. Instead, I drank a full glass of water. That alone changed my brain chemistry. Hydration before stimulation. Then I stretched. Nothing intense, just a few mindful minutes to remind my body it matters. After that, I meditated in silence. Some mornings I found peace. Other mornings I found restlessness. But I always found myself. And that's what millionaires do. They reconnect with who they are before they perform for the world. I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for, even when life felt messy. Gratitude became my anchor, my reset button. Then I wrote out my intentions. What would make today meaningful, not just productive? And here's the kicker. I worked on my most important project before breakfast. Not emails, not notifications, deep work. I learned this from every successful mentor I studied. They create before they consume. They build before they scroll. They lead their mind before letting the world lead it for them. And over time, that quiet hour did something I didn't expect. It made me powerful. Not in an aggressive, ego-driven way, but in a calm, clear, unstoppable way. Because when you own your morning, you stop being a victim to your day. You make fewer excuses. You stop negotiating with your old habits. You realize wealth isn't built in a rush, it's built in rhythm. The 6 a.m. hour became my cathedral, my training ground, and I protected it fiercely. I stopped going to bed with distractions. I stopped partying for approval. I stopped snoozing dreams for a little more comfort. Because here's what no one tells you. Millionaires don't win the day by chance, they win the day by design. Every ritual you commit to at sunrise sends a message to your brain. I am in charge. I choose clarity over noise. I choose action over delay. I choose discipline over default. That's what rewires your identity. And identity is what builds wealth that lasts. Not hustle, not hype, habits. The kind of habits you don't post on Instagram, but that quietly shape your entire trajectory. And it always starts at 6 a.m., even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because discipline forged in the dark is what shines in the light. So if your life feels messy, if your goals feel distant, if your mind feels scattered, start with the first hour. Wake up early, move your body, breathe, think, create, repeat. It won't feel magical at first, but one day you'll look back and realize, this is the moment you became a different person. The moment you chose to stop reacting and start rising. The moment you became the kind of person who doesn't need motivation, because your routine is your motivation. This isn't about becoming a morning person. It's about becoming a mission-driven person. Someone who treats every sunrise like a gift. Someone who builds wealth not just in their wallet, but in their mindset, relationships, and presence. That's what the 6 a.m. discipline ritual does. It doesn't just change your day, it changes you. So set your alarm, set your intention, and set your standard higher. Because who you are at 6 a.m. becomes who you are forever.